In digital marketing and search engine optimization, there are these magical things called backlinks. This is the introduction. This is going to be basic. But then there are many complex or imaginative or creative ways of getting backlinks. A backlink is when one site links to another site. When you get one of these backlinks, when you get links from other websites, it makes your website more able to rank for competitive keywords on Google. You can rank for keywords that get more traffic, that lots of other marketers want to go after by getting these magical backlinks, by getting backlinks. And so I'm inspired by marketers or builders or creators who make websites go viral. Because when you have a website go viral, it boosts SEO. Not only does it get backlinks. So first of all, if a backlink is removed, there's been lots of studies around this. It's called link echoes. And this is a phenomenon within Google, lots of studies around this, that even if you get a backlink and that backlink is removed, as long as Google indexed that backlink, the positive effects of that backlink will last for months or even years. Backlinks are great. And even if you go viral and you don't get backlinks, just by having a lot of people visit your website, that also is a positive ranking signal to Google. So I really like stories of builders who have their websites go viral. I don't even care how dumb the idea is. And the reason I say that is because this idea that I am sharing is really dumb. And I read this on the Entrepreneur subreddit, and I think it's an interesting story of a marketer who made something really dumb, but so dumb that it went viral. And there are lots of ways that this could be used as a lead magnet, or at the very least, it could get backlinks and it can be 301 redirected to a page on a website. Now, the subject matter, it's a bit risque. It's better to make dumb things that are less risky, because you don't necessarily want to redirect risky subject matter to your main site unless your main site is in a risky niche. With that said, it's still imaginative, it's still creative, and it's quite funny. It's a short post. The post is called "The Dumbest Idea I Had Made Me My First Internet Dollar" by this guy, Adam, on the Entrepreneur subreddit. And this is it. I had a silly idea a year ago, a website to tell people you're having sex. After all, what's better than having sex? Telling people you're having sex. I completely disagree, but this is what the author thinks. The idea: submit your name and it gets displayed for 24 hours. Pay a small fee and it stays for a week. On a flight from Greece to the UK, I decided enough was enough and I whipped out the MVP. 72 hours later, the app was finished. I posted it to a few subreddits yesterday and posted it on my X account thinking it would get ignored. 75,000 Reddit views, 2,500 plus site visits, and £12 sterling later, I'd gone through an emotional whirlwind, all on the back of this terrible idea. My takeaways from this experience were that silly, polarizing ideas can work, but realistically, a 0.16% site conversion rate with a small cost of product after payment provider fees, 30 cents plus 1.x%, I'll need to go massively viral in order to make any real money. Still a fun experience I thought worth sharing. And then there's an update. So the person made this post on the Entrepreneur subreddit, and the post went viral, and his website had already gone somewhat viral. And he says, wow, well, this reception was not what I expected. Since launch, the site has had over 3,000 views. 350 people from 68 different countries have told the world that they're having sex. So far, we are net 4-ish British pounds. 4 people paid £3 each, and the site name costs £9. Thank you to everyone for all the overwhelmingly positive comments and fantastic suggestions on further features. While the site in its current state is silly, it has the potential to be something truly useful and good. To those curious about the site, I hope it's okay to post it now that the dust has settled. The URL is IamHavingSex.com. IamHavingSex.com. That is the URL. And it's now becoming evening. I'll go walk my dog and have dinner with my wife. Stay sexy, folks. And that is the post. And actually, I thought this was useful information. Somebody asked, what subreddits did you post this to in the first place to make it go viral? And the 2 subreddits were r sci project, reddit.com/r sci project, and r internet is beautiful. And these, especially internet is beautiful, are useful subreddits for posting weird things that can go viral. And this is very much a weird thing that went viral. So anyway, this was a dumb idea. Pay money in order to show off on this site that you are having sex. Really dumb idea. And it's so dumb that it gets shared around a ton. And when this happens, you tend to get links. It's too soon, so I'm not able to detect any links to this. But Google can see when lots of people are going to a site, and that is a positive ranking factor. Google can see that. It can measure that with Chrome. Google literally uses Chrome data to inform its search results. I share this all the time on this show. I talk about Neon Money Club. Neon Money Club made this app called Score. I don't even think they released the app, but the idea was so crazy that it went viral and got all these backlinks. And you can see when you look at the URL, it has tons of links. neonmoneyclub.com/score. I believe that's the URL. And on it, on the landing page, they show all the backlinks from publishers that they've gotten. And the idea was a dating app that you can only use if you have a credit score of over 675. And it was so crazy that lots of journalists wrote about it. So I love these little stories because there's so much potential to go viral, and use these things as lead magnets or as bait for backlinks. And then you get backlinks and you can rank for more sought after, higher traffic keywords. All right, I'm going to share one more thing on this episode. This is called 8 nuggets that would have made me successful twice as fast. Every now and then I like conventional business and life advice, and especially mistakes that people have made, learning from mistakes that people have made. This is one of those posts. And this one also did very well on the Entrepreneur subreddit, so it's good content. This is from a different user. Here it is. Over the past few years, I've bootstrapped several ventures into multiple 6 figures. But looking back, there are a few things I wish someone had pulled me aside and shared from day one. As an entrepreneur, if I could choose one superpower, it would be the ability to see the future. Just imagine being able to peek ahead and know exactly what would lead to success and what to avoid. While I write this, I can think of 8 things without a doubt that would have cut my path to success by at least half had I known them from the very start. If you are just starting off, in a way, this is my opportunity to pay it forward and give that superpower to you. So here they are in no particular order of importance. 8 nuggets that would have made me successful twice as fast. Number 1, you don't get ideas by trying to think of them. Don't try to think your way to an idea. Stop waiting for that light bulb moment. Great ideas come from finding painful problems that people once solved. The more painful the problem, the easier it is to turn it into a profitable business. Pick a niche or point of interest. Ask questions to find problems. Offer a solution to said problem. Number 2, you don't need money to make money. You don't need an investment to start a business. Sure, later on, you'll want to reinvest to grow, but at the start, your main focus should be getting money coming in. And thanks to this internet thing, you can get a business off the ground for the price of a domain and a website. I just want to say, for the longest time, I was in circles in New York City of startup people who, their idea of a win was raising a round. And now, after doing tech and marketing for so many years, I'm like, wow, what flawed thinking was that? You really do not need investment. You know, a lot of investors, there was this amazing zeitgeist that they perpetuated that if you raise money, you are a winner. And you didn't need that at all. And now lots of people are realizing that. So you don't need money to make money. You don't need investment. If you are spending all your time trying to get investment, reconsider if that's really necessary. Unless you're trying to do something that really actually requires a lot of money to build, for example, hardware or new technology, or something with a lot of collateral, there's a good chance you don't need money to make money. Number 3, it's not saturated. You just need to go deeper. When you look at things at surface level, it seems like everything is saturated. But if you go deeper, you'll find opportunities everywhere. For example, everyone knows the fitness industry is saturated with gyms and trainers everywhere. But if you zoom in on personal training, there's a little less competition. Go even further into personal training. For seniors, the competition gets even thinner. And if you narrow it down to seniors who want balance and mobility training, you're really starting to carve out your own category of one. I love that. There is riches in niches. Number 4, you do not matter. People are naturally self-interested. This isn't a bad thing. It's a hardwired survival mechanism. If you want to make money, your own point of view does not matter. Think of it like fishing. You don't bait the hook with what you like. You use what the fish like. Find out what people desire and give it to them. Number 5, the only thing standing between your success is you. Some might call this woo-woo stuff, but I've met plenty of people who are extremely successful yet not necessarily higher IQ than the average person. The only difference is that they have intense belief in themselves, almost to a point others might call delusional. Start cultivating an honest, deep-rooted belief that you deserve success. Anything less is self-sabotage. I am called delusional all the time. And I'm like, no, I'm being realistic. This is totally achievable. Number 6, expensive is better than cheap. It takes almost the same amount of effort and energy to sell something for $50 as it does $500. If your goal is $100,000, ask yourself, would you rather manage 200 customers or 2,000? Also, people who pay more money, they are usually better customers. They're usually easier to deal with, more understanding, better communicators. They'll even help you help them. Whereas people who spend less money, they tend to be more impatient, more entitled. They don't know as many ways to help. So yeah, expensive is better than cheap. Number 7, your estimation of how long a task will take directly influences how long it actually takes. Your mind sets the limit for everything. If you believe a task will take 3 weeks, that's exactly how long it will drag out for. In reality, most things can be accomplished in at least half the time. Set tight deadlines, ones that almost feel stressful. You'll be amazed at how much faster and more efficiently you can get things done when you challenge your own expectations. That is true. But when you do have expectations, I will say it always takes 2 or 3 times as long as you think it's going to take. It's just a rule of business. It always takes longer than you think it's going to take. But if you are really focused, you'll be surprised how fast you can get things done. Number 8, it's not about how hard you work. What's more important is what you're working on. Working hard is important, but no amount of effort will pay off if you're working hard on the wrong thing. It's like running full speed in the wrong direction. A lot of times people work on the wrong things because the way they came up with their idea was fundamentally flawed at its core. Read number 1, which is you don't get ideas by trying to think of them. It's not about how hard you work. What's more important is what you're working on. And actually, I just wrote on X and Threads and LinkedIn, I just wrote, if you don't take time to reflect, you keep making the same dumb mistakes day after day. Really agree with that. Really agree with all 8 of these things. This was a great post. And I think this was a great episode of the podcast. This is episode 465 of my daily digital marketing show. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. If you are listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, thank you so much for listening. Everybody, thank you so much for being here with me. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.